I believe we are live, but maybe a little late. 2 minutes late. 4:47 in the West, 7:47 in the East. It is Saturday Live. Not Saturday Live. Saturday Night Springsteen live stream with Phisherman. And I have got a great show for you tonight. That was me confirming that I'm actually on YouTube. And I am. So tonight is from 1 year ago, 2 days ago. What it was, Saturday night. So Friday, Thursday was the 1 year anniversary of this Milwaukee, Wisconsin show from March 7, 2023. I believe if you've been a fan of this channel and New York is on first, does that mean that baseball's back and there's a runner on first? New York is on first. Okay, so this I believe if you're a fan of this channel, you've seen this show because I've shown it a few times. It is the legendary Chain Show. I believe, according to our friend Maddie, this is the show that GW shot from behind the stage by getting a perfect screenshot of the entire show of the screen with a dreaded rigging chain just blocking between the monitor and the camera, and the chain is there for the entire show, and gives this show the charm of looking almost like a pro shot, yet with this line goes down the middle that reminds us that it's a total bootleg. Let's see, I'm referencing myself as a New Yorker. Okay, the New Yorker claiming the first one in the chat. I get it now. All right. So it's good to see you, Joe, and Steve, who goes by Tony, and Maddie, who used to go by, don't tell me. Maddie used to have another name also. James, help me. What was the name that Maddie used to go by on Twitter before he realized that it was really confusing to use somebody else's name? What was it, Maddie? James, Jimmy. I had it right. It was Jimmy. Very confusing. Just like Steve, who goes by Tony. Tony Lombardi. That's Steve. His real name is Steve. I met him in Houston. Jimmy Boy. I remember. You changed it because of how stressful I found everybody having two names. So tonight's show, it's another look at 2023. It's a year ago. It's the anniversary. We got the new tour is about to start up. I know I showed a 2023 last year. I know everybody's a little weary of the 2023 shows. It's a great show. I did try to upload 3 other shows from that were older, and YouTube rejected them all. And I said, you know what? Why don't I show the anniversary show? I know that'll go. And Milwaukee loaded right up. So YouTube's getting more and more aggressive with stopping us from broadcasting these shows. How about that? That's what I wanted to talk about. Yesterday's release, and it was a doozy. The Capitol Theater in Passaic, New Jersey, night number 3. They've already released 1 and 2. There's video for 1 and 2, and we've shown it on this channel with those original Nugs releases dubbed on it. There is no video of night 3, so we will not be watching that on video. But the audio is awesome, and I've only heard about 2/3 of it now. I mean, about 3/4 of it, halfway through the second set. Still haven't got to Incident Rosie. I can't wait to hear that. But here's the things I noticed. During Spirit in the Night, he gives us a Steve Martin, 2 of them. Excuse me, in 1978. That was like the biggest thing on earth. Steve Martin, excuse me. And I've never heard Bruce do that. But he gives 2 excuse me's, Steve Martin-esque excuse me's. And what else? The intro to Thunder Road is not, he does Racing Thunder Road, but he doesn't do the whole story about the out west trip and the road that pointed down the road. It said Thunder Road. Doesn't do any of this, but he does say, "You want to take a ride down Thunder Road?" And then there was something else. Let's see. I've played the whole thing 4 times. Spectacular sound. There's one portion of Independence Day where the sound kind of drops out, and what I'm hearing is that they used the Gems release bootleg to patch a section that they didn't have all the master of the multi tracks. I think it's Bruce's voice and a couple. It sounds like the piano is still soundboard, and it sounds like the drums are still soundboard, but some of the music's in the background. I saw Steve Martin in LA with Blues Brothers opening. That's incredible. I never saw Steve Martin. The Blues Brothers was my very first concert. I don't remember who opened. I was 12 years old. But I never saw Steve Martin, and I wanted to go see him this year at the Win. But oh my God, tickets are so expensive. They are just so expensive. There's a couple more really cool things to point out about this new archive that I just can't remember them all offhand. I should have taken some notes. There was some things that I was like, wow, that's cool. That's cool. And one of them was the Steve Martin reference, excuse me. And he gets more birthday cake and he gets more birthday presents. If you've seen those two videos from the 19th and 20th, he's got an attitude, doesn't like his birthday, doesn't want presents, doesn't want a cake. They keep on coming. 9 nights in 1978. He played 9 nights at the Capitol Theater. Was this three? Is this the first three, the middle three, the last three, or none of those formulas? Where did what were the dates of the 9 nights? Is that what 9 nights 1978 means? Does that mean that there were 9 Capitol Theater shows, or that Nugs has released 9 1978 shows? You know what? I thought they weren't going to do any more. I thought the box set was because they had capped everything they had, and I'm kind of shocked that they couldn't. Yeah, it was the first time I heard High School Confidential also, Maddie. I don't know if that might be the only time it was ever played. And though there, I guess, is a Gems bootleg out there of this show that's a soundboard, I know I've never heard it because I had never heard that High School Confidential before at all. And there was like a couple other things that stood out when I was listening to it. I was like, hey, I want to say something about that, but I don't remember what it is. I'm stoned. Don't know if it's too early to ask this, but what does everybody think? What new premieres are we going to get? I think we're going to get Viva Las Vegas in Vegas. This year I have been yet. I have not been yet. And I think Sunny Day or Radio Nowhere. Let's see. Yeah, and I'd never heard it. Very cool. I think that Vegas will get Viva Las Vegas, and everybody's gonna get No Surrender, Ghost, Letter to You, Promised Land, Prove It All Night, Out in the Street, Kitty's Back, maybe Candy's Room, maybe not. Anyway, we got about 5 minutes. We're gonna be watching a show from 2023, and I don't know. I should take notes before I start because I knew there were things I wanted to talk about that I didn't get to. But my mind is a blank. I can't get to any of it. I need tickets. I need tickets. Something. I've been just obsessed with looking at tickets. There's a pair right now, but I actually got to get in. I got to hear from my daughter. She's coming for sure. She still has to get the time off work. If she would give me an answer, I think I'd pull the trigger. They're 160 each. That's more than I wanted to spend, but it's two together. They're uppers and they're pretty high. They're like fourth row from the top. But I went to view from my seat, and I've never been to T-Mobile, but it looks like the sight lines are good, and that a picture of hockey taken from these seats looked pretty good, and it didn't look like they were zoomed in. You could see heads right in front of the photographer were normal size, and you could see players on the ice pretty good. And it's like one section from the stage, not side stage, but like the first section out from the stage, upper bowl. I think it's going to be good view of at least the side screens. Might be hard to see the full wide screen. I just don't know. Let's see. How about the guy on Twitter, the MP3 scam guy? I don't know who that was. The MP3 scam guy. Help me out. Oh, who said that? Somebody said that I'm an MP3 scammer. Yeah, I did want to talk about that. Shit, I was going to bring that up on the podcast. Never got to it. Oh, Paul Hader. Paul Hader's out there bad mouthing me when he joined my trading group. I got a trading group. We buy the archives. We there's like a dozen of us. We take turns, so each one of us buys one a year, and we get them all. And we just take turns, and whoever's turn it is buys it and sends it to the other 11 people. And he joined our group, and he collected about 7 or 8 of them until it was his turn. And when it was his turn, he said, "No, I don't want to be a member of your group anymore." And over $12, he took his 7 free shows and ran. And now he's telling people that he bailed out of my bootleg group. Okay, these were legitimate releases that are still coming out all the time, and we just got one yesterday. My group is thriving. We get them all, and we don't have to pay for them all. It's just a small little group of music shares. And he fucked us over because he's an asshole. And then he went on saying, and we only buy Flax, by the way. Yet he called him MP3. Guy's a fucking asshole. If you know this Paul Hader on Twitter, guy's a fucking asshole. And spread that around. Anyway, that's it. Let's go watch Milwaukee 2023, and I'll try to get something on next week. Maybe that is a little bit fresher, a little, or not fresher. There's nothing fresher in 2023, but a little bit less 2023-ish, because I know there's going to be a lot of the same in 2024. This is my hometown right here. We're going 2 weeks. I'll